Thank you very much, viewer, for joining us on Unity Global News. Today is Tuesday, 24th October 2023, equivalent to the 9th of Rabiul Thani 1445 after Hijrah. These are the headlines of the stories. Tinubu's certificate prove alleged forgery beyond reasonable doubt, Supreme Court tells Atiku. Parliamentary staff set to shut down National Assembly and state assemblies. Traders lament as famous Jos Terminus Market turns into dumping ground for refuse. Troops of Operation Safe Haven neutralize 4 bandits, arrest kidnappers, recover arms and ammunition. On the foreign scene, U.S. rejects Mid-East ceasefire calls, says would benefit Hamas. And in sports, Son and Madison star as Spurs go top of Premier League. Those were the headlines, and for their details and other stories, my name is Shoaibu Doro. The chairman of the Supreme Court panel hearing the appeals against the election of President Bola Tinubu, Justice John Okoro, said on Monday that the People's Democratic Party standard-bearer in the February presidential poll, Atiku Abubakar, must prove the allegation of certificate forgery leveled against the ex-Lagos state governor beyond reasonable doubt. Okoro handed down the admonition during the hearing of the election petition appeals filed by Atiku and Peter Obi of the Labour Party. He stated this following the submission of Atiku's lead counsel, Chris Uche-San, urging the court to admit the fresh evidence brought by the petitioners. In his bid to nullify Tinubu's victory and prove the allegation that he was not qualified to contest the presidential poll, Atiku demanded a copy of any diploma issued by the CSU in 1979, a copy of the diploma the CSU gave to Tinubu in 1979, and copies of diplomas with the same font, seal, signatures, and wording awarded to other students that are similar to what the CSU awarded to him in 1979. Atiku's application was opposed by Tinubu's lawyer, citing privacy concerns, even as they considered that only the certificate should be released and not other privileged records. Some traders at the famous Terminus main market in Jos, the Plateau state capital, have lamented how the market environment has become a dumping ground for refuse and unattractive for businesses. They also required how government failed to move all traders into the space provided to build shanties instead of selling and hawking on the street, causing chaos for motorists and passers-by. Correspondent Shirin Matasa has details on the report.
It is almost a decade now since the Jos Terminus main market was destroyed by explosions with the aim of clearing the site and setting a foundation and subsequent construction of a new market. Before its present condition, Terminus market was regarded as the largest market in West Africa and was the #1 source of internally generated revenue for the Plateau state government. Despite numerous promises by the past administration of former Governor Simon Bakolalong, now Minister of Labour and Employment, to renovate the market, the structure is still in its dilapidated condition. Some cross-section of traders who spoke with Unity FM and television expressed concern, especially over the unhygienic nature of the market environment, which renders it unattractive for businesses to thrive. One of the food sellers in the market, Lovett Geoffrey, said people find it difficult to patronize them because of how dirty the market environment looks.
We are pleading with them to help us so that they can repair the market. As you can see now, market is dying every day. There is no business because you can see it's not even good looking. Some people will come like, look at where we are. But even the place is built not okay. Some people will feel like to come and eat, but some people, they want to eat. They see the environment that they will not feel like to eat.
Also speaking, Hassan Musa Hudu, who sells second-hand clothes, said it is disgusting how people indiscriminately dumped refuse in the market.
za ga ko mutum ne zo wuce haka fitsari ya kama shi zai shiga bayan shagunan mai fitsari ga zarni ga abubuwa dai abun ba daɗi ba tsari gaskiya. Kuma mafi abu dai ya iya mana dai na taimako shine ko da remusab ne dai su kawo ya zama sun kawo wani abu dai wanda yana cikin kasuwa in ma za a dinga dumping din abubuwa na datti a dinga sawa.
Despite declaring state of emergency on environmental sanitation on Jos North and Ukru Metropolis by the present administration of Governor Caleb Mutfwang, one can easily conclude that the government is yet to set her sight on the market, talk more of constructing the market, even as citizens continue to call for that. From Jos, Bashir Musa, reporting for Unity Radio and Television.
Away from that to some economic issues, the Federal Executive Council on Monday approved the application for a $3.45 billion loan to finance 5 items. They include projects in the power sector, renewable energy, state resource mobilization program, adolescent girls initiative for learning and empowerment, and a women's empowerment project. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, told State House correspondents that the FG would proceed to receive the $3.5 billion zero-interest loan payable within 40 years with a 10-year moratorium, meaning payments will begin from 2033. The Finance Minister explained that the girls program worth $700 million would support young girls within secondary school age to equip them with marketable skills in addition to their academic achievements. Explaining further, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tahir Mamman, said the girls program, which initially began in 7 states, was expanded across 11 states. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians and investors that there is an ongoing plan to boost the country's foreign exchange liquidity. This was as the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said the country was expecting about $10 billion inflows in the nearest term, which would help to clear foreign exchange backlog and stabilize the naira. Speaking at the 29th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja on Monday, Tinubu acknowledged the challenges faced by the business community in the financial markets and assured them of additional foreign exchange liquidity to restore market confidence. The president outlined the 8 priority items of his administration to include ending poverty, achieving food security, economic growth and job creation, access to capital, inclusivity, security, fairness and rule of law, and anti-corruption. He mentioned several measures introduced by his government to resuscitate the economy, such as the 5 billion naira intervention to support small businesses and the agricultural sector, and also announced upcoming initiatives including a new student loan program and consumer credit schemes. President Bola Tinubu says the implementation of the Student Loan Initiative will commence in January 2024. Tinubu, who was speaking at Abuja during the National Economic Summit 2023 on Monday, assured Nigerian students that the era of incessant strikes will be a thing of the past. In celebration of June 12, President Bola Tinubu signed into law the Student Loan Bill, a promise he made during his campaign. The bill, sponsored by the Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, now Chief of Staff to the President, provides easy access to higher education for indigent Nigerians through interest-free loans from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. The funds for the program will be domiciled in the Ministry of Education and will only be accessed by indigent students of tertiary institutions. Members of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, have declared their intentions to embark on a nationwide strike on Wednesday, October 25, 2023, if their demands are not addressed by the expiration of a 21-day ultimatum it issued in September. The union demanded, among other things, that state governors should commence immediate implementation of financial autonomy for state assemblies in line with the 1999 Constitution. A letter of notice written to the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, chairman of the Forum of Speakers, and the Department of State Security Services, the workers noted that they had earlier issued a 21-day strike notice and will therefore not do same this time around. The letter, signed by PASAN National President Muhammad Usman, reiterates the union's preparedness to direct the members to embark on the proposed strike action if its demands were not yielded to. Away from that now to some security matters, the troops of Operation Safe Haven, OPSH, on Operation Himma Dai Mata 4 have neutralized suspected bandits and arrested 73 suspects in connection with kidnapping, criminal attacks, cattle rustling, gun running, farm destruction, as well as recovered arms and ammunition and illicit drugs. This was contained in a statement by the OPSH Media Information Officer, Captain Oya James, in Jos, the Plateau State capital. According to Captain James, within the said period, 4 bandits were neutralized, 73 suspects arrested with arms and ammunition, 37 suspected kidnappers arrested, 4 victims rescued from kidnappers, and 2 cattle rustlers arrested. Continuing, the information officer said 4 suspects were arrested for illicit drugs peddling, 5 attacks on vulnerable communities were deterred, and 28 distress calls were promptly responded to. He also acknowledged the positive contributions of the citizenry in Plateau, Southern Kaduna, and Bauchi states for the enhanced synergy over time to rid the entire area of miscreants. He noted that all arrested suspects in custody would be charged to court immediately once investigations are concluded. And on a tragic note, no fewer than 7 persons have been feared death in a boat mishap on Gele River in the Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State, said to be among 28 passengers on their way from Ofunama. The boat was said to have been pushed by waves after it ran out of fuel to hit oil barges that belonged to a multinational oil exploration company. The operator was said to have anchored the boat and went to source for fuel, and on his return, he loosened the boat from the anchorage, but the boat did not start. The vice chairman of Ovia Southwest local government area, where many of the victims hail from, Blessing Perewari, who visited the scene of the incident, told journalists yesterday that the incident happened on Thursday. He added that the Marine Police and other community inhabitants were able to rescue 18 of the passengers, but 7 died and their remains have been deposited at Time Hospital and Stella Obasanjo Hospital. Edo State Police Command Police Public Relations Officer Chidi Nwabuzo, when contacted, said he will get back to newsmen as of press time. And that unfortunate incident takes us to the foreign scene. The United States warned Monday that any Gaza ceasefire by Israel would benefit Hamas, as the European Union considers a call for a humanitarian pause. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller told reporters that a ceasefire would give Hamas the ability to rest, to refit, and to get ready to continue launching terrorist attacks against Israel. Miller said the United States was separately working to ensure a flow of humanitarian relief into Gaza with a U.S. envoy, David Satterfield, on the ground working intensively on aid. EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said earlier Monday that he expected the bloc's leaders to back a call for a pause in fighting to let in aid. When I look at sports, Tottenham surged it to the top of the Premier League table as Son Heung-min and James Maddison sealed a 2-0 win against Fulham on Monday. Ange Postecoglou's side extended their unbeaten start to 9 league games thanks to Son's opener and Maddison's first goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium since his close season move from Leicester. Tottenham leapfrogged Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool to go 2 points clear at the top of the table. Fulham are the only team to beat Tottenham this season, knocking them out of the League Cup on penalties in August. And that sports story brings us to the end of the news on Unity TV. On behalf of the entire production crew, my name is Shoaibu Doro. Thank you very much for watching.